everyone, and welcome to Storytime. I'm so excited you're joining me today. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, wherever you may be tuning in from. And a super big hello from me to all you amazing listeners out there. It truly warms my heart to know that we can share these special moments together, diving into worlds of imagination and wonder, wherever you are. Whether you're snuggled in your bed, sitting on the couch with your family, or maybe even listening on a car ride, I'm sending you all my warmest greetings. It's so wonderful to share a story with you today, and I've been looking forward to this all week. Stories have a magical way of bringing us together, teaching us valuable lessons, and sparking our creativity. On this lovely day of June 1st, 2025. Can you believe it's already June? Time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? I hope the sun is shining bright where you are, and that you're ready for some summer adventures. Are you all snuggled up and ready for an adventure? I know I am. Maybe you have your favorite blanket, a cuddly stuffed animal, or a warm cup of cocoa to keep you company. I hope so, because today we have such a sweet story time planned. It's a story that will fill your heart with joy and remind you of the special bonds we share with our loved ones. It's all about a little girl, a very special little girl with a bright smile and a twinkle in her eye, with a big heart, a heart full of kindness, compassion, and love for everyone around her, and her very special dad, a dad who is always there for her, supporting her dreams and showering her with affection. This story is filled with warmth, like a cozy fireplace on a cold winter's night, a little bit of waiting because sometimes the best things in life are worth waiting for, and lots of love. The kind of love that makes you feel safe, happy, and cherished. So, let's all take a deep breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth, just like that. Get comfy, adjust your pillows, snuggle into your blankets, and let all your worries drift away. And open our ears and hearts because the story we're about to hear is a special one full of important lessons and heartwarming moments. For the tale of Baran and her amazing dad. Are you ready to begin? Let's turn the page and start our adventure. Our story starts with a very special little girl named Baran. She lived in a cozy little house nestled amongst rolling green hills, a place where the sun always seemed to shine a little brighter and the birds sang a little sweeter. She had eyes that sparkled like chocolate drops, reflecting all the joy and wonder she found in the world around her. They were windows to a soul brimming with curiosity and kindness, and a smile that could melt an icicle. It was a radiant, infectious smile that could light up a room and chase away even the gloomiest of days. Baran loved to laugh, and her laughter sounded like tiny bells ringing, a melody that filled the air with happiness and made everyone around her smile. It was the sound of pure, unadulterated joy. She was a very cheerful girl, always finding something fun to do, even in the most ordinary of moments. Her days were filled with adventures, big and small, real and imagined. Maybe she'd be chasing butterflies in her garden, their colorful wings fluttering just out of reach, a playful dance between a little girl and the delicate creatures of the air. She loved watching them flit and flutter among the flowers. Or perhaps she'd be building tall, wobbly towers with her colorful blocks, carefully stacking each one on top of the other, her brow furrowed in concentration. Imagining they were castles for brave knights and dancing princesses, filled with secret passages and hidden treasures. Each block held a story, each tower a kingdom waiting to be explored. Baran had a wonderful imagination. It was a boundless playground where anything was possible, where the ordinary became extraordinary, and where dreams took flight. She could turn a simple cardboard box into a pirate ship sailing on wild seas, battling fearsome sea monsters and searching for buried gold, her laughter echoing across the imaginary waves, or a cozy blanket into a secret den, a magical hideaway where she could read her favorite books, tell stories to her stuffed animals, and dream of faraway lands. It was her own little world, safe and warm. Baran's dad was a truck driver. He was her hero, her protector, and her biggest fan. He was big and strong, a gentle giant with a heart of gold. He always made her feel safe and loved no matter what, with arms that gave the best hugs in the whole wide world. His hugs were like a warm blanket on a cold day, a comforting embrace that chased away all her worries. His hands were gentle, and his voice was soft and kind, always patient and understanding, even when she made mistakes, especially when he talked to Baran. He always listened to her stories, no matter how silly or fantastical they were, and he always made her feel like the most important person in the world. He drove a very, very big truck, a massive machine that seemed to stretch on forever, a giant on wheels that rumbled like friendly thunder, its engine a powerful roar that echoed through the countryside. It was a symbol of his hard work and dedication. He often told Baran his truck was like a mountain climber, a brave and determined explorer, because it could go up steep hills, conquering even the steepest inclines with its powerful engine, and travel through all kinds of weather to deliver important things, braving rain, snow, and sunshine to get the job done. He worked very hard, driving long roads, often for days at a time, missing Baran terribly, but knowing he was doing important work to make sure people got what they needed, ensuring that communities had access to essential goods and supplies, like yummy food for their tables, fresh fruits, vegetables, and other delicious treats to nourish families and bring joy to their meals, or cozy clothes to wear, keeping people warm and comfortable during the cold winter months. Baran was so proud of her strong, kind dad, her hero who drove a giant truck and helped people all across the land. She knew he was a very special person, and she loved him more than words could say. Baran loved her dad more than words could say. He was her hero, her confidant, and her best friend. But because her dad was a truck driver, a job he took great pride in, life sometimes presented unique challenges for their family. He had to go away on long trips sometimes, journeys that stretched across states and sometimes even across the country. These trips were essential for delivering goods and keeping the economy moving, but they also meant a temporary absence from his loving family. Baran missed him so much when he was gone. The days felt longer, and the nights seemed a little darker without him around. She would often find herself gazing out the window, imagining his truck speeding along distant highways. The house felt a little quieter, the laughter a little less frequent, and the air a little emptier. The familiar sounds of his footsteps and his booming voice were replaced by a silence that Baran found hard to bear. And her special chair beside him at dinner felt a little too empty. Mealtimes were never quite the same without his funny stories and his warm presence. She missed their shared jokes and the way he always made her laugh, even when she was feeling down. She would look at his big, empty boots by the door, a silent reminder of his absence. They stood there, solid and dependable, just like her dad, waiting for his return, and sigh a tiny sigh, a sigh filled with longing, love, and a little bit of sadness. It was a sigh that spoke volumes about the depth of her affection for her father. Sometimes, she would hug his big, soft sweater, burying her face in its familiar scent. It smelled of him, of engine oil, aftershave, and a hint of the open road. Just to feel a little closer to him, to imagine he was right there with her, wrapping her in his strong arms. It was a small comfort, but it helped ease the ache in her heart. She knew he was doing important work, delivering essential goods to people all across the country, like a hero on a special mission in his mountain climber truck, braving long hours and challenging conditions to keep the world moving. But her heart still longed for his return, counting down the days until she could see his smiling face again, for his stories, his silly jokes, and the way he always knew how to make her feel better, and for his warm, comforting hugs that made everything feel right, erasing all her worries and filling her with a sense of security and love.